In 1870, Don Maximiano decided to plant vineyards in Panquehue, thereby founding Viña Errazuriz. As opposed to other entrepreneurs who planted in the vicinity of Santiago, he preferred to be farther from the city. With this pioneering vision, he planted the first vineyards in the Valle de Aconcagua and declared, "From the best land, the best wine." This phrase has defined the Viña Errazuriz philosophy through to the present times. Today, the direction of the family business falls to Eduardo Chadwick, the sixth generation of the family, to work in the wine industry. Exclusively dedicated to making superior quality wines, Viña Errazuriz has stimulated and supervised the modernization of the art of winemaking, with a world-class technical and professional team. Viña Errazuriz is therefore known for its innovative character and for being a leader in the wine industry, with remarkable accomplishments such as: in 1991, it was the first winery to employ drip irrigation on hillside plantations in its Don Maximiano vineyard. In 1993, it was the first winery to introduce Syrah in Chile. In 1995, it was the first winery to ferment with natural yeasts. In 1997, it introduced the Italian variety Sangiovese in Chile. In 2004, it launched its Cabernet Sauvignon Organic. The same year, it was one of the first wineries in Chile to commit to using screw caps as an alternative closure. In 2008, it began using lighter weight bottles in its estate wines, making it a leader in its clear commitment to sustainability and optimizing resource management. These advances and innovations have their origins in the 1980s and 90s, when Don Maximiano Founders Reserve became one of Chile's first premium wines. During the 1990s, Eduardo Chadwick met California wine producer Robert Mondavi of the Napa Valley. Mondavi, one of the great promoters of fine winemaking in the USA, had already recognized the potential of Chilean terroir and the favorable conditions that define it as a vitivinicultural paradise. Both were committed to a common goal of making wines of the highest quality, and so in 1995 they announced an alliance, the first between a Chilean and a foreign winery, with the mission of creating a world-class wine that would capture the essence of Chilean terroir. In 1998, they launched their first wine, the 1996 Seña, which went on to become Chile's first icon wine to break the 90-point barrier in the renowned American magazine Wine Spectator, and thus opening the door for Chile to be recognized as a country capable of making world-class wines. During those same years, Alfonso Chadwick Errazuriz allowed his historic polo field on his family property in Maipo Alto to be planted to vine. The first vintage of Viñedo Chadwick, 1999, made from this small 15-hectare vineyard, was released in 2002. Viñedo Chadwick is the family's homage to their father. This super premium wine, made in honor of his memory, projects the tradition and experience of the Chadwick Errazuriz family in quality winemaking. 2 years later, a blind tasting was organized in Berlin, in which Viña Errazuriz wines competed against the most prestigious wines of France and Italy. 36 of Europe's most respected wine writers and buyers were invited to participate. January the 23rd, 2004 went down in history as the day of the Berlin tasting, whose historic outcome placed the classic French wines Chateau Lafite, Chateau Margaux, Chateau Latour, and the Italian cult wines Tignanello, Sassicaia, Solaya, and Guado Altazo behind Viñedo Chadwick 2000 and Seña 2001. The triumph of these Chilean icon wines over the major wines of Bordeaux and Tuscany was a complete surprise that broke with the established order imposed by the Old World until that historic moment. No one ever expected the New World Chilean wines to take first and second place in a blind tasting. The discovery reaffirmed the international status of those wines and the Chilean wine industry in general. This landmark event has been repeated in other major markets around the world, such as Brazil, Toronto, Tokyo, Copenhagen, Korea, Beijing and Amsterdam, and additional tastings in Stockholm and London are planned for 2009. The Beijing tastings marked another landmark this year, as China's most respected wine writers, sommeliers and specialists chose the 2004 and 2005 Don Maximiano Founders Reserve for the first and second places over the most famous and widely respected wines of France and Italy, which thereby opened this important market to Chilean wine. Meanwhile, Viña Errazuriz continues innovating and seeking out new terroir to produce high-quality wines, and has continued to expand within the Aconcagua Valley. In 2008, Aconcagua Costa, just 14 kilometers from the sea, presented its first Sauvignon Blanc, made from the third harvest of the new vineyard. Further expansion includes the Max 7 vineyard in the most Andean sector of the valley, where the focus is on red wines. This allows us to express the versatility of the valley, from the sea to the mountains, in the wines we offer to the world. A result of all this expansion and the constant search to offer the best quality wines, a major investment was made to build a new winery in the Don Maximiano vineyard for our icon and Max Reserva wines. This new construction incorporates sustainable operating techniques, and the project included a complete redesign of the Don Maximiano vineyard and winery, along with the gardens, accesses and general setting. All of these efforts and years of work by every member of the Viña Errazuriz staff are reflected in two great landmarks during the prestigious 39th IWSC Award ceremony held in London on Tuesday, November the 18th. Viña Errazuriz was named Best Wine Producer 2008. And our 2005 CAI, Chile's Best Carmener. 2 days later, on Thursday, November the 20th, Viña Errazuriz was named the 2008 Winery of the Year by the Vinos de Chile Association, which comprises 96% of the country's wineries.
El Directorio de Vinos de Chile ha decidido entregar tan importante estímulo a Viña Errazuriz por su continuo trabajo en los ámbitos de la innovación, capacitación laboral, compromiso con el medio ambiente y la permanente difusión a nivel internacional de Chile como paraíso vitivinícola a través de las conocidas catas de Berlín, haciéndose acreedora del reconocimiento internacional. Recibe este premio Eduardo Chadwick, presidente de Viña Errazuriz. Hacen entrega del premio el ministro del Interior, Edmundo Pérez Lloma, René Merino, presidente de Vinos de Chile, Javier Vitar, vicepresidente de Vinos de Chile, y Andrés Terner, director tesorero. El aplauso entonces para Viña Errazuriz, Viña del Año en la 16ª Gala del Vino 2008.